When you're brand new to YNAB, it can be very daunting with all the different features that it has to offer. Now, I greatly enjoy using YNAB, but it is kind of clunky potentially at first for the new user. One of the things you need to learn first is how are you going to enter transactions. So maybe you've kind of gone through and you've kind of done a budget or you thought about that, but how do you actually enter those transactions that you do every single day? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to enter transactions here in the computer, and then we're also going to be talking about, the pros and cons of, entering them manually for each transaction and also having them automatically imported from your bank or credit card or whatever source. So hey guys, welcome back again. My name's Nate. Let's get right into it here with entering transactions into YNAB. Now, in order to do this, YNAB really enjoys it if you just smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really enjoys that, as do I, and that really helps this video get out to everyone else. So please do that, and we'll get into the video right now. Okay, so if you're here looking in YNAB, this is your normal interface here, where you're going to be in the budget, and if you come over right here, this is where you're going to start. If you haven't already, you're going to be starting and entering an account. So we're going to go ahead and add an account as if we hadn't before. And you can enter a linked versus an unlinked account. And we'll kind of talk more about that here in a second. But basically that is, you're going to either have them automatically imported if you select here, or if you're going to be entering each transaction manually, then you'll do it unlinked. So we'll just say unlinked for now. And you're going to choose the account type that you're going to do. Right, so pretty much there's two types of accounts, right? You have budget accounts, which is pretty much anything that you're going to be using kind of to build your budget out here is what are going to go into this, right here. So, a lot of times, and they give you recommendations pretty much, checking, savings, if you have any cash on hand, if you have a credit card, those are going to go in there. And they even kind of say, hey, use it within the next year or two. As a rule of thumb, kind of go there. Now, down here are your tracking accounts that pretty much are your assets and your liabilities. Pretty much, in the investment accounts that you're going to have, and then also any type of, mortgage, as a liability. If you have any debt like car loans, you can put in there. Student loans, you can kind of track in here, where you're not going to be entering normal budget transactions, but it will help to kind of track your overall net worth. So for this, and for ones you're going to be entering transactions on monthly, you're going to choose one of these here. So we'll just set up another checking account. You can give it a nickname. Nate checking, right? And you put your, current balance, let's say what it is today. And remember with YNAB, it's what your balance is today. So let's just say there's currently, $1,000 in there, and you hit next, and it goes there, obviously, and we're done. And you'll see here, hey, cool, we're now in Nate checking and counting. It automatically selected it, but if not, you would be on budget, and you would go in, here. So let's say that you have a transaction to make, right? So let's say that you decide to go to the grocery store and you're going to be go to add transaction, let's say it's today. You go here and, you're going to say, I went to Walmart, for instance, and it's going to have a category, right? So, you are going to have a category set up, but if you don't have the category set up, let's say like a grocery category, then you can actually go ahead and add right here, and let's just say, groceries, and in the category group, you can, kind of put it in here. So you can even choose a new category group. So if it's, say you wanted to put it under, let's just say, monthly obligations, you're going to do it every month, you can just name whatever you want, do it there. Now you've added those categories in there. Now you see it appears right here. And then before we get here, you want to do an outflow, right, in this case. So, say it's you spend, $200 at the grocery store, at Walmart there, right? Now, if, you have an outflow, now obviously, and then here, if it was some type of inflow, say you had a return that you made to Walmart, or something of that nature, or once you start, like you bring in money, say you're putting in some type of payment, which we'll do in a second, paycheck, then it would go in there. But let's just say here, 200, and then, I always like to try to put a memo of some kind. Obviously, if it's just normal groceries, it's not going to matter as much, but if you just put something in there, that's something that you can search for later to kind of categorize it. So if you know that that obviously was just a, grocery run, or, weekly groceries. Obviously we'll have the date as well, but kind of put something in there. So, and then here you can either see once it's cleared. So if it's already cleared your account, now if you're entering it as soon as you go in the store, it's most likely not going to be cleared yet. If it's after the fact and it's been a few days and you're entering it manually, then it may have already cleared. And you can go ahead and select this and toggle that on and off, just like that. And then here, pretty much, you can either save and close this, or you can save and, hey, I'm ready to add another transaction. So let's go into say save and add another transaction. Okay, so as you can see here, our cleared balance is still 1,000 with our uncleared balance of $200, but they're saying we have a working balance of $800, which pretty much means that, this is gone. Whether it's already cleared your bank or not, in your mind, in your budget, once this is up and running, this is what matters. Your bank account you're going to reconcile with, but this is what matters. This is truth speaking to you right now. So you're going to see that I have $800 to work with. Okay, so let's say that you have another, let's say this time you got some money in, right? And it's, it's the next day when it happens, and you have let's just say it's from, it's from your paycheck, coming in, whatever company pays you, and most of the time it's going to go in here, right, to your to be budgeted, right? So you're going to select that, and then it's going to be an inflow. Let's say you got $500, and the memo, once again, put something in, Nate paycheck, right? And then once again, you can you can save it here, and once we hit save right there, see, so since I did set it up for tomorrow, it is showing it as a scheduled transaction, which is fine. But just to show how it would really look, obviously, let's just say we got this today as well, or let's even say we got paid yesterday, and you go down here and hit save, right? Now we're looking right here, and it's showing right here. So if you look here, and it's now cleared. So now we have $1,500 cleared. That $200 is still uncleared, and then it's $1,300 we can work with. And then once we see this is actually posted, we can go and select that, and then boom, everything is cleared. It's still the working balance, so it didn't really matter. And now we are good to go. Okay? Now, I did want to show you real quick about, like I said, how if you're going to import and you're going to link. So what you would do here is, say you decided that you were going to link an account. And before we get to that, let's talk a couple of things you need to remember. So especially for beginners, I would most recommend that you always go with a manual entering of the account. Now, the big thing is because it's the mindset. Now, when you're automatically importing things, you're going to be operating usually in some type of reactionary mode. A lot of times you're going to forget, and it's going to be the next time you log into YNAB, you're going to go in, you're going to do that. Now, if you know and you download the app, we're using the computer today, but if you download the app and you enter it as soon as you leave Walmart, you go sit in your car and you're ready to go, you go and enter that transaction right then. You never get behind, and you're thinking about it and you're on top of it. Now, obviously, a pro of importing is obviously it's usually shorter. I can't deny that. And like I said, it will help you get through the budget. And for some people, that may be the only way that they honestly will complete it, because if they have to enter each transaction and they wait a couple of days to enter it and there's just too many transactions, then they may just give up. But definitely consider the manual transaction to start out for sure. And I would go that route. Give it a few months of doing that, because you'll really start to truly track and understand each and every dollar that you're spending. Just very key when using YNAB. Okay, so back in the computer one more time here. We talked about if you were going to auto import, right? So you're going to go in here and you're going to say, hey, I've decided I'm going to try auto importing for this account. So, and you can link this account here, and then it's pretty much going to say, hey, this is what you want to link, right? And then you're going to go in here and you're going to, they have all the pretty much popular banks. So now when it does come to YNAB, there are 4 rules that, when it comes to YNAB. So what do you need to do next, right? So 2 things you can do next. One, if you if you're just watching this for the first time and don't have YNAB, then I have a link down in the description that you can download a free 34-day trial. It costs you nothing from using the link. I do get basically a free month of YNAB for myself if you use the link. But either way, go to YNAB, try the 34-day trial, try to enter some transactions and really figure out the software. It takes some time, but don't give up when you start to use it. Another thing is, like I said, they have 4 rules when it comes to using YNAB. And so I did a video talking all about these 4 rules and kind of goes through each one. And so you can check that video out here. If you just type on the screen now, it'll be showing up. So we'll see you over in that video.